my dear Aquarius. This is your love and spirituality reading for the month of November 2018 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. We are entering into Scorpio season, so wish all Scorpios out there a happy birthday. I read for the signs in order of most liked videos, so remember to hit the thumbs up button for your sign. And you really did, Aquarius, so that's why you're first, almost 1,000 likes, so I'm super grateful for that. You can see the order I read in this time around at the community section of my channel. And thank you all for liking, watching, commenting, donating and subscribing to my channel. This reading can go both ways. So if I tell you that you are feeling or acting in a certain way, it can be vice versa, that the person you are dealing with is feeling and acting in that way. The energy is the same, it's just different castings to the different roles by the universe. And these messages is for the people who watches. So if you cross-watch for another sign, you can sometimes recognize yourself as the main person in the reading. Then you just have to trust your own intuition and you will get the message you need. For this reading, I used the Druidcraft Tarot by Philip and Stephanie Cargome, illustrated by Will Worthington. And I will start shuffling your cards. So, when I open your deck here, Aquarius, I see the Eight of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. So, with the Eight of Cups is kind of a eternity symbol. Eights overall is like going like this. And the Wheel of Fortune, it goes round and round, almost like a spiral. Sometimes it's stuck on a certain level. You're going in the same route, same routine, or the same stupid things are happening, but then there's some kind of epiphany and you go through a door and into the next cycle. So this is some kind of cycle, and this is also some kind of cycle that's going on. It can be like an on and off again relationship. It can also be like a repetitive situation where you are draining yourself in certain situations, maybe with certain people or with something that you do. Some of us is like overworking, maybe being a little bit of a workaholic, and then you drain your energy and you get sick, and then it starts all over. You go back to the negative patterns of overworking, getting sick, getting back, overworking, getting sick. It can also be, as I said, an on and off again relationship where you get sick and tired of the people and you just have to walk out of there. And this might also be a repetitive cycle where you feel abandoned by the people in your surroundings. So it can be a little bit different for different people, but the main thing here is that there's a repetitive kind of karma that needs to be solved in a better way. To do the same thing over and over and over again and expect a different result is kind of a definition for being a little bit crazy. So try to take some new steps that you haven't been doing before, and you might change this route. Okay, so I call the divine with love and light. And here we have the Hangman, so another major arcana card. 12, we have 10, the Wheel of Fortune, and here's the Hangman. So the Hangman is being stuck in a situation until you have learned its lesson. So here it kind of requires a little bit of like being aware and awake here to try to find out what it is that's repeating in your life and what this repetition wants to teach you, because it always wants to teach you something. It might not be you just repeating the same thing and getting the same result. It might be that the situation is repeating because there's something that this situation wants to teach you. So you cannot think, well, I have really tried my best to alter this situation and to do different things all the time, but it's keep on repeating. It keep on repeating, driving me crazy. And it's because there's something in this situation that you need to learn. So usually look at the thing that you fear the most. This is the last resort. This is the thing that you haven't tried out because you don't want to. Maybe, for example, giving people consequences for their action by you actually leaving them like for good, and not just, you know, leaving and coming back and leaving and coming back. It can be a numerous of different things, but usually it's something that makes you really scared and something that you just don't want to do. So you have a certain point inside of you that feels warm and cozy because it's something that you rely on. Maybe a personality trait of yours, that you're always nice, for example. You don't do things that gives you a bad consciousness, for example. It can be various of different things that you do that feels good, but it's actually bad for you in this situation, and the divine wants you to keep picking up some other kind of tool, some other kind of action or reaction that you need to use, but you don't wanna. So you're going to be hanged like this until you do this that you refuse to do. It's like the divine has put you into a back alley where there's no escape besides doing this thing that you don't want to do. Okay. So I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world, and here we have the Magician. So we can see that the 8 of Cups is the significator. It comes again and again, so it kind of like the theme of this reading, and it's you draining your energy or you needing to get out of a situation that's actually not in your highest good. It's about letting go of situations, people's personality traits, patterns, like things that makes you feel comfort but is actually not good for you. So as I just said, like certain people, you're so used to them, or a certain way of being, you want to be nice, or you have, it can be other things. It doesn't have to be that you're nice. Maybe you are angry and taking control of the situation with anger, and now you need to stop doing that. So it can be different things. And here we have the Magician. So the Magician is number 1. We also have the Wheel of Fortune. That's number 10. 1 plus 0 is 1, the Magician. It's also connected to these cards are the Sun card, 19. 1 plus 9, 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. So there's 3 different cards in this like series. Usually it's just 2, like 4 the Emperor and 13 Death, but there we actually have also the Fool that counts as 0, but when you get it numerology it can be 22. 2 plus 2, 4, so you also got 3 there, but it's a little bit of cheating. And with the Magician here, it's Mercury. It's about communication. It's also about creating your life, either by what you're thinking, like being an architect of your own life. Your thoughts are creating what will happen in your life. Your words become the house you live in, as Hafiz is saying. And here we have the 5 of Wands. So there's some kind of competitions going on here, where someone is trying to be like the master over the other people. Maybe 6 of Swords, someone wants to get out of there, don't want to take part of this conflict, or don't like to compete or try to be better than. But it might be that either you are the person that wants to compete and win, and or you have people in your surrounding that wants to compete and win, and thereby draining you of your energy. Like energy thieves, they want to win, they want to steal your energy, they want to steal your dignity, they want to steal your peace of mind, or whatever it can be. And it's actually like very fun for them. It's something that gives them energy, and it feels good, like being very quick in their mouth, saying things that can come out as it's a joke, but it doesn't make you happy. Maybe someone has a joke on your expense, for example. And here I think you are tired of this, you don't want to engage in this, but actually you might need to pull back your sleeves and get into the competition and actually start to talk back or say things back. Of course, it can escalate, or will probably escalate the situation, but enough is enough. Sometimes enough is enough, okay? So I call the 6 elements. Yes, and the 8 of Cups wants to say something more. What can it be? Well, it's about going into your own, it's like a little bit like the Hermit, going into yourself, facing your own emotions and figuring out, okay, so I will finally listen. I have avoided this, but now I will listen. I will go and face my fears. I will go and face whatever feels inside, and I will figure it out. So this person is going to the mountaintop here, or the top of the hill, and we have an eclipsed moon, so that might reveal a lot of secrets for you, about you. So it seems like there's a very precious moment in time when you can go inside and find out what's triggering you and actually change the pattern so that you deal with these kind of situations in another way. Okay, so 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether. We have the Ace of Wands sticking up there, and actually the Fool. So that's a new energy to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Aquarius viewers. So I want my dear Aquarius to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path. Ace of Wands again, towards your highest destiny. So the Ace of Wands is a card of new beginnings, but also taking the leadership role, like deciding a destiny, a direction in which you want to go, and kind of not giving that up, but actually facing all the blocks or dangers ahead and just rushing through with this determination of going towards where your soul is guiding you to go. Okay, so now I'll just tune in for a few seconds here to you and this energy of November. So my dear Aquarius, this is your future there, and this is your now, and this is your past. So in the past we have the Fool. So the new beginning has already happened to you, like the new direction is already taken, or this new beginning has already started. It's just maybe with the Hangman that we saw and the Eight of Cups and all these other things, that there's some kind of resistance going on towards this new beginning. Maybe you don't want this change, of course, of direction because you don't trust it. Maybe you don't see where it will end. So you might be a little bit fearful of following this laid road for you. Okay, so the Fool, it's a beautiful card. In this picture, the dog is black. It's usually white, but the black dog means that the person has the best intentions, but don't know just yet, like all the things about themselves. It's a little bit like you have a shadow, so you try the best you can, but your shadow, the things you haven't figured out about yourself or not seen about yourself, is going to put you in a little bit of maybe situations with other people where you want the best outcome, but you might acting in a way that's not going to help with that. Because you're acting from your old patterns that you can't really see. It's like projecting. And the person is also holding a mistletoe, so searching for love. And they have a little bit of a backpack there, so a past that's affecting them, but they don't really know about it. And here we have the now, so it's a 4 of Wands. So it's a very stabilizing moment for you here. You might have, as I said, it might have been a new beginning. You have not been going along with it, maybe in with your full energy, because you might have felt that this is an unknown road and you don't know where it's going. But still, you have started to really calm yourself down and make yourself into a very strong and healthy position. You're starting to really align with yourself, love the pure you that once came, the Fool, your soul, kind of, when it's integrated into a body on earth. And this is the body, 4 of Wands, and you need to love everything about it. You need to align with it, the emotions, the thoughts, the feelings, like really figuring yourself out will ground you and make you rock solid. The 4 of Wands is a beautiful card for self-love, but also a beautiful card for marrying and being able to live in committed love relationships with other people, or in beautiful relationships and co-working with other people. So when you start to love yourself and respect yourself, you will also be able to have this, take this love and respect into your relationships. So it's a very good foundation for healthy relationships, just as the Fool wanted. Okay, and this is the future. And we have another 4 here. It's a 4 of Cups. So something doesn't really go exactly as you wanted or wanted to, or someone might take this love that you're giving them, taking it for granted, and really not respecting and honoring the love that's there, because maybe they're a little bit spoiled and want other things, like I have this but it's not enough, I want something else. And we can sometimes see this in love relationships as well, where people love one person but they settle with another because that other person loves another person that loves another person that loves another person. So sometimes it's like this, we just love what we can't have, we don't love the things we actually have. So I'm thinking this is a situation also where Aquarius needs to work on gratefulness, like being grateful, not for the sake of anyone else, but for your own sake. So starting to be in gratitude for the things you already have will put you in ease. Like you don't have to rush for something because you already have it all. So start to be grateful for the smallest things, like food, the food you're eating, the taste of it, your bed, your newly purchased sofa, or whatever it is, or the sunrise in the morning, or the light of the sun in your face during the day, or like a cloudy raining day so you can stay inside and read a book, or whatever, like small things that will put you in the vibration of happiness, and that will actually bring in more happiness in your life. When we are like this in discomfort, and we don't like what we have, we will get more of the same. So it's a selfish thing to do, to feel grateful, because it's actually going to give you more to be grateful for. So don't feel this like you need to be grateful for someone else's sake. It's not like that. I want to free you from these kind of conceptions, and just be grateful for your own sake too. It's a beautiful, just a little thing you can do to just change your vibration in a second, to be more happy and content. Okay, whatever is the situation, even if you didn't get what you have fought so much for, or what you expected, so you will still be happy and actually have a better chance of getting what you want, even if it didn't came in the timing which you wanted it to, because we had a Hangman, so it might be that patience is needed. Okay, and here we have a King of Cups. King of Cups can be Scorpio, but it can also be a Pisces or a Cancer person. It can also be you looking for love, wanting love, but also starting to make your own body into a home. So wherever you go, there you are. And so it doesn't matter if you try to run to the other side of the world, your problems will follow you, your patterns will follow you. So the King of Cups is about making your inside into a home, and having this gratefulness that I was talking about, so that wherever you go, you feel fine. Okay, whatever happens, you are cool with it. You don't mind what happens, because you find these small things to be grateful for, and you're very good in calming yourself and taking good care of yourself. So this might be what the whole thing was about, like all these struggles or this repetition was for you to start to deal with the source, like yourself, trying to make your own body, your own inside, your own emotions into a comfortable place, not being haunted by your emotions, but facing them head on, dealing with them, and thereby becoming more cool, more self-loving, more loving towards others, more a bigger person, because you don't have this small petty patterns of I can't deal with these emotions, or I hate how you make me feel, or something else that's making you wanting to crawl out of your skin. Here you're actually starting to get comfortable in your own skin. The dog is now gray instead of black, so you're starting to see more and more into your relationships with other people, how you're dealing with your relationships. You're more able to see your own patterns. So that's a beautiful thing. Dogs are very loyal and they have the best intention, but sometimes it can go wrong because they have been through something, or something have happened to them, or they have learned something that's not particularly positive. They think they're doing the best they can, but the outcome is not always good. And it's the same, this is the energy for you, that things that have felt good might just be old patterns, old routines that you are repeating, and it's not giving you the best outcome. But here you're learning about it, and it's great, okay? And the next card is the World card. So you have both the Fool and the World card in the same row. You have the Fool underneath here. So the World card is like it's like you're graduating. You have found out something. You have learned something in this pattern, in this repetition. It was to some kind of very good use for you, because you learned what you were set out to do as a soul on this earth. And you finally made it. You have made your body into a home. You're cool with whatever you feel. You're not scared of your emotions anymore. And for some of you, there will also be a person that loves you very, very much, and is probably your soulmate. You have like the Fool here, the King of Cups, and the World card. So it might be that they feel like they belong to you, and they kind of don't want to let you go. But if letting you go will make them and you, particularly you, more happy, then they might be the bigger person and do so. But the love is very strong here. Okay. And the next card is the Seven of Swords. So there's a lot of worry here, unnecessarily worrying. Okay. So the emotions doesn't seem to be so much the problem anymore. It's the thoughts. Like it can be different, like thoughts about morality and value, that is actually, it's like you're trying to, like this with this person, I love you so much, so I'm letting you go because I don't feel like I can make you happy. So that person feels really good about themselves, but actually they are like a douchebag, okay? To be honest, they are a douchebag. If they really loved you and they know that you want to continue this relationship, they would do whatever they can to make you happy, not just take the easy way out and decide that, well, you're happier without me. It's actually like whitewashing, actually having like real bad intentions, but whitewashing them into being good intentions because it feels great. So it's something going on with some person that has this set of moral values and codes, being this dog with the good intentions, but actually having a big shadow that's making something into a big fat lie. They can't really be honest with themselves and with you, or it might be you doing this, Aquarius. It can go either way. Here it looks like it can be a water personality doing this, but here with the Seven of Swords is a source card, so it's air. But you will know what you need to face. This is not to criticize anyone. What I'm saying here is, of course, to help you see yourself so you can live happier lives. So it's not about being good or bad. It's about getting to know yourself more and more, to be more and more harmonious and more whole. So the Seven of Swords is a challenge when it comes to your thoughts and what you're saying. So a person might be thinking things and saying things that's kind of getting them into trouble. And it's also getting other people into trouble and relationships into trouble. And it's something we need to learn to see. Okay, what am I thinking here that's not like constructive and not good for me? That's actually some kind of self-sabotage. Or what am I saying or doing that's a self-sabotaging thing? I'm saying something and it's like I'm feeling a little bit like a person being an escapist. Can actually be also procrastinating something or not wanting to deal with something. So you kind of act like you rise above, but what you're really doing is just hiding in the basement and not facing whatever needs to be faced here. The person could say instead, if the person were saying, I need to leave you because you will be happier without me, they can say, I feel helpless. I feel like we have tried this so many times and it doesn't seem like I can make you happy. What can we do? How can we solve this? That would be a better thing, and it's more facing the issue head on instead of just trying to escape by taking some lame excuse, okay? So that is the past, and here we have the now, and here we have actually the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands together with Four of Wands. So someone is not going to take this kind of crap. It's not going to sell with this person. Might be a fire person with all this fire here, but can be any sign. It can be you also not going to take any crap anymore because you're much more courageous. Probably because this, if this person is a person you're dealing with, this is another you. So this is also going on inside of you, but it's mirroring. So it's sometimes like they are the shadow to your light. So if you are too nice, they will be not so nice. So there's always about balance. And here I'm thinking the level of emotional maturity that you have gained will actually make you so courageous that you can face whatever danger or whatever obstacle that's coming your way. You're not going to be scared about it. We can see this deer here, shamanistic persona, standing here with a little bit hesitation, but also with like pride, and they are like collecting energy to make the jump. And it's spring here because the birch trees are all fresh with this new green. So something is happening here, some kind of new development, something is being born. It's coming out from this darkness, from the soil, and coming up to the light. And it's something that's it's vulnerable, but it's so super strong. Like small seeds, when they start to grow, they can actually penetrate straight through asphalt, for example, like this road material. And it's so soft, and the rock is so hard, but it doesn't matter, it comes through anyway. So this is the kind of energy I'm feeling here, something that's not going to budge. And it's Ace of Cups also. So I was talking about this deep love, and it's just emphasizing here once more that there's a very deep love, but it needs to be anchored in self-love. It's what we can see here, self-love and self-respect with these aces and the Four of Wands. So it's very important that you don't sell yourself off in this situation, not even to yourself, by lying to yourself. Be very courageous and honest with what's really going on and what you really feel. Don't try to hide it away, because the person that you can be weak and show weakness, and that can be your greatest strength. Because when you show your cards, there's no secret that anyone can hold against you. You will just own it. If someone says, well, it seems like you love me more than I love you, and you say, yes, it seems like that is the truth, and also our whole relationship has been a proof of that I love you more because I have given you more than you have given me. So you can own this. You don't have to be shamed about what the person is saying to you when they are trying to play these mind games with you. It's just like, yes, that's the fact, that's the truth. And I'm owning it. Okay, so this is making you vulnerable, but super strong, like this little plant. So it's very, very, very beautiful energy. And it's new, and it's very supportive of whatever happy future you are dreaming of. You're going to get it with this kind of, if you don't change this frequency now, but actually continue working with this frequency that you have found here, this self-love combined with openness and vulnerability, and in the same time standing in your own circle, like not betraying yourself, not letting anyone shame you, that's going to take you to wherever you want to go. Okay. And see here, Ace of Pentacles as well. So we have all the three aces except for Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is your energy. You already knew this. That is your superpower. It has been your superpower all your life. Since you're an Aquarius, you have been very clear-minded, very rational. You have been able to maybe override your emotions for rational decisions. So this is something you didn't have to learn, but now you own all these other elements. You're able to be brave. So sometimes when we are very rational, we have no ability to be brave because we can see all the consequences, so we don't want to even try. But here with the Ace of Wands, we don't give up no matter what. We are so strong, we are so courageous. It's like this very, you can take whatever stupid situation that is and make it better just with your own soul power. So this is something that you might not have owned before. Now you own this energy. Also the Ace of Cups, you love what you love. It's not going to change. So usually our heart wins in the end. And like 80 years later, you're on your deathbed and you still love the person you fell in love with when you were 6, but you weren't able to tell that person. And eventually they moved away, maybe when you were 16, and still 80 years later, you love this person and you know that they were your soulmate, but you could never say because you were missing the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups you couldn't admit to. So love will always win in the end. It will win over reason. You can be as reasonable you want. The heart wants what it wants. It's not going to change. That might be a song for you. Heart wants what it wants. Better pen. Wants. Okay, so so Ace of Cups is also a card of great trust. Here you trust your soul energy. I will never give up. Here you trust your love. As long as I love, there's a green light. As long as I love, this is what I feel. You don't have to give your love away to someone that doesn't deserve it, but you don't change how it doesn't change how you feel. You might love the person, but you're not going to let them step all over you. That's two different things. The love can be eternally there, but the actions that you take, it's something else, okay? You can show your love and tell them that you love them, but you don't have to sell yourself off just because you love something. Love can have a great control of a person, so some people are freakishly scared of love because when they fall in love, they lose control. But you can still control yourself enough to not lose your self-respect just because you love, but the love can be there anyway, okay? You don't have to change this feeling, and you usually can't anyway. And then we have the beautiful Ace of Pentacles. So this is about creation, the seed that comes out being manifested. All these things were needed for this to happen, for the manifestation to happen. And earth was needed, the foundation was needed. So you have a 4 of Wands here showing you have become very whole. You know, as I said, you already have the Ace of Swords. Now you have the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles as well. And this is the very feminine aces. You already have the masculine aces of Ace of Swords. Here's the masculine ace of Ace of Wands. They are very determined, but these two are more accepting. What is it's not something that you change, you just go along with it. So you have learned acceptance, and you have learned to create what you want, like create your dreams. It can be manifested. You don't have to plan and scheme. You can just follow along with the divine energies and you will get what you want. Some manifestation can happen out of thin air. It's just we don't know how life came to be on this earth. It's a miracle. All manifestations are miraculous. So Ace of Pentacles is about miracles, and it's about not giving up these miracles. And here's, you can see the bear here, and it's a very strong symbol for self-preservation, but also unconditional love, because how much the bear mother loves their cubblings, but she's also protecting of them, and it's a very strong energy. If you can get swallowed by this energy, sometimes we have nightmares being attacked by bears. If you can face this energy and let it swallow you, or own the energy in some other way, you will get very brave and courageous and get this vulnerable creature. So it's like you're really connecting with the earth mother Gaia, and becoming one of her creatures, working with her instead of against her. Very beautiful. All these aces talks about a new beginning. Something is completed here and something new has begun. And I'm feeling that this new, what you have learned about this, like being so grounded and so trusting in your own energy and in the divine, will actually make you immune to this kind of energy with the Seven of Swords. It won't affect you anymore. A person can lie all they want. You know the truth anyway because you are disconnected. You are disconnected with the divine, not disconnected. Very connected. Okay. And here we have the future and we see the Queen of Wands. So not only have you mastered your emotions, you have also stepped into this aura of bravery and self-respect. This is like this female Amazon warrior that's not going to give up a fight ever. Like she knows what's right and she's going for it. She's warm and generous, a passionate lover as well, but she's not letting anyone step on her. It's just not going to happen. And it's like the cat energy. Cats are very royal. They kind of have slaves. So if you own a cat, you're the slave, you're not the master, as you can be over a dog. And it's a very feminine totem animal, the cat. It's about being free and having a straight connection with the divine, like being a witch almost. The cat is very witchy. It likes to lie on curry lines and things that, and it talks with ghosts. It looks at ghosts. It lives in this realm of a little bit mysticism, and so does the Queen of Wands. So by embracing all these new bravery with the vulnerability, and but yet being so strong, you have really connected yourself with a dimension which you might not have had connection with before. And we can also see that there's a lot of attraction between two people. Either you, it might be two people in your life external to you, or it might, one of these might be you. And it's a great attraction, and it's kind of, this attraction can be an attraction that flares up and are then gone. It's just for you to maybe learn something new. You can be married to someone and then fall in love with one of their mates or a person at your job, and it's not like this eternal love. It's just something that this person has a key to parts of your personality that hasn't been excavated. So you are falling in love with them to excavate this part of your personality. You can't do it with your current mate because they don't have this issue. So you meet a person that have this issue and can help you see more of yourself. So that might be going on, some kind of spark, some kind of it's the seed. It wants it's like ignition. It's like when you roll the dice. So here's a dice is being rolled, so we can't see what's going to happen. We can just see the spark and the action. That's it's the roll of the dice. Much more can't be seen there. And here we have the High Priest. So High Priest can represent marriage. It can also represent a Taurus person. It can represent a place of work, society, authority in society, families and traditions. So what we are seeing here is eternal love. So here is an eternal love that's not going to go anywhere. So if you're, for example, married, you might be married to your soulmate, but you might feel a spark with someone else, or someone that's married might feel a spark with someone else. But it's not, I'm not feeling that this is something to be scared of. It's something natural that needs to happen because the person needs to learn from it. Of course, everything can go wrong. The person can interpret this as eternal love, like, oh, I'm falling in love with this person now. I need to change my former person for this person. But usually those situations doesn't work out when it's founded on this Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is just an ignition that wants something new to happen, like a new development, for you to learn something new. It's not talking really about eternal love. It's more sexual love. And the High Priest here is something that's more solid, something that's more forever, but the soul needs to get the experience that it needs to come to this point of having eternal wisdom. You can't have it without doing some mistakes now and then. So even the mistakes are not a bad thing. They are just more experience to your library. This is High Priest is like a library of knowledge. Okay. And the last card here is a Three of Cups. So it might be that there's some kind of three-party relationship going on. But for what I can see, it's for the person that's engaged in it, at least, it's very funny, very happy, and it's making feel like spring has come and like things are finally hitting off. And it's like this kind of thing that happens that we all want so much. The Fool wanted this. He went along here with the mistletoe around. He had this in his hand, and here it's happening. But it might be that there's some kind of shame or some kind of lies or some kind of deception involved in this. It feels so good, but it's a little torn in this. Someone will be left out. Some people will be happy, and some other person won't be as happy. So in this scenario, we're seeing all these cards. Maybe it's a good thing to say, well, I'm loving you, so I'm letting you go, because we don't want to wreck the lives. We don't want to be a home wrecker, for example. We don't want to destroy the life of others with our love. We have the best intentions, but we know that these best intention and these loving feelings can sometimes mask for something else that won't end up that great. So in light of this, we might want to sit back. We have the Four of Swords, Four of Wands, Four of Cups here, and think twice before we act on this, even if it feels so good. Because what I see is that this potential third-party relationship situation is just something that will come and go like this. And it's not worth to sacrifice your whole life for it before you are more certain. So maybe we can keep it on a level where people won't get hurt. Like, don't involve sex if you're already married, for example, with someone that's your soulmate. If it's wife or husband from hell, then we need to divorce and then meet someone new. We are not supposed to betray each other. Betraying each other will create karma, and it's not a good thing. It will come back and bite us in the ass. So don't do that. Stand up for being a high value person. Not so that you're suffocating this beautiful energy. It still wants to be there, but enjoy an amazing friendship and amazing energy between you two, instead of letting it go into being a sexual encounter unnecessarily if you are already engaged, for what this is saying. Okay, so if I make another interpretation for those of you that haven't stable relationship, it can actually be that this will lead to a stable relationship eventually, but it's kind of said, take it slow. Don't give yourself away at the first, with the first emotion. Don't ride the waves of emotion to its end, to its fulfillment immediately, but kind of enjoy the ride a little bit more. It's more probable that this will be a solid situation if you take it a little bit slow in the beginning and watch out for the other person's intentions, because even if a person is madly in love with you, they can have thoughts that's going to make a mess in this relationship. Even if every other card is to your favor, a person can start to overthinking things and thinking maybe I can do better, maybe I can find someone better, and start to look at problems with your relationship and start to second guess and not wanting to engage, and then it will just be a fling, and that might be more hurtful than to actually just harvest the nice things from this relationship and not show, not give yourself away with all your vulnerability. So have some little element of control, but still enjoy the ride. Okay, this is a very beautiful situation, but a little bit precarious, because there can be one throwing themselves off a cliff while the other one is just, they said they were jumping with you, but they are not going to, because they're a little bit coward and are fearful of what the consequences will bring. So take it a little bit careful. Take care of yourself. Take care of the people in your surrounding that loves you. Don't betray them. Don't betray yourself. And I think this will work out just fine. It's a very lovely card and lovely spread. So I'm having a new a new oracle deck, and it's Oracle of Angels. I did a review on it before I was starting to do your reading, and now it comes a lot of cards here for you. And we have this card with Inner Calling. So it's kind of the full card with the Ace of Wands here. Something has been calling you. It's calling you to some kind of new beginning. And it wants something to happen. It's a new spring here. And as I said, it's lovely, and it's what the Fool wanted all along. But just be careful so that the consequences won't be as great, okay? And then we have application. So how to use the knowledge that you already have, okay, from your previous experience. What is that saying you? It can be like a warning voice inside your head. Don't do this. Be careful. Don't throw yourself off the cliff here. Take a step back. Wait. Something beautiful wants to happen, but don't rush it. Okay, there's no rush going into full bloom here. So be a little bit mindful of what can happen, so that you don't put yourself and other people in danger. And there's a beautiful opportunity here, and we can surely see it with all these aces and the Four of Wands. It can be an opportunity of a committed love relationship, but one person has more, they have another mindset with the Seven of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, and Three of Cups. They probably don't have committed love on their mind. They have something else, like, okay, this is an opportunity, now we'll grasp it. Don't just be an opportunity for them, like an opportunity to fool you, have some piece of ass here, and fun. If this is not what you want, be a little bit careful, okay? And then we have light. So this is a very supporting thing, and it's kind of this here, what we're seeing here. Yes, you want love, but you're not going to sell yourself off for it. And we have this fire in the background there as well. So this awareness here, you can see what's going on. There's no reason for you to be fooled in this situation, because you can see very, very clear, and you have this strength of kind of knowing. So lean towards this light, and be very sure of yourself in this situation, because this is this is going to guide you in a very beautiful way, so you will get the best outcome possible. To combine this little bit of masculine, feminine, witchy energy, like with knowing and having control and having self-respect, together with this very beautiful openness. You're open for business, but not to any cost. So this is what will protect you, this knowing. So you can know that you are attracted to a person that's and you know that they're playing games, but you're not engaging in the game, you're just engaging in the love. So therefore you're not going to play their games, and you're going to wait for them until they come with true love instead. Okay, so I'll read these oracle cards for you. So we'll start with Inner Calling, number 2 here. See if I can find there. You can choose to see your biggest challenges as your best opportunities for inner change and growth. The trials and ordeals we experience in life are actually necessary for our soul's evolution. Take a moment to reflect back on the past difficulties and identify how those experiences have made you stronger and wiser. Now turn your attention to the present and remind yourself to take the drama out of your challenges and try to see how they are serving you. I choose to see challenges as ideal opportunities to work on my inner self. I look for the blessings in all situations, past and present. I'm connected to the positive aspect of my experience. Very, very beautiful. So, Inner Calling. And then application, number 19. So, you have been on a quest for greater understanding and knowledge for some time now. This card is an indication that the time has truly come to apply this acquired knowledge in a practical way to your real life. There will always be more to learn, but for now, focus on walking the walk. Demonstrate to yourself and those who love you what you have learned, and you'll see you come even farther than you ever imagined was possible. The laws of universal laws takes root in my life. I now apply everything I have learned during my spiritual quest. The knowledge of the mind will be transformed into life knowledge. I radiate love at all times. Light transform my heart and my thoughts. So it's again this very beautiful energy in combination with the high priest here. So you know things. You are the authority in this situation. So you don't have to engage in something too deep so that people will get hurt, or you will get hurt, or you will get fooled. You actually won't get fooled. If you get fooled, you did so willingly, disregarded what you already knew. Okay. Opportunity. Become aware of the opportunities you have, even if in this very moment. Life abounds with endless possibilities. Sometimes all it takes is to open to them by staying focused on the present. Time spent regretting the past or worrying about the future only keep you from seizing the opportunities as they open up to you right now. Doors to new possibilities are opening up to meet in every moment. I let go of the past and surrender the future, turning my attention to the now, so I can seize the opportunities on my path today. So you're not to disregard this thing that's given here, even if you know that it's a little bit tainted. Just accept the things that you want and say no, put boundaries towards what you don't want and what you know is going to not work out. So that's going to be the best way for you to seize these opportunities. And also, as the cards said, remember to be in the now. Also, if there's a problem, be in the now, face that problem head on, feel the uncomfortable feelings in that situation, and you will get the solutions. It's like angels answering you when you are brave and doing things like that. Okay, and then we have 20, so we had 19, 20, 21. I was just reading 21, going back to 20. Choose to seek out the light in your life. Focus on the light that burns bright within your heart, and you will illuminate the darkness that you feel surrounds you, because you know, okay? You intuitively know. So just trust yourself and this will go just fine. There's no need to fear the unknown. Embrace all parts of yourself and the full experience of life. By facing your shadows, you will move into a newfound sense of balance and peace. I face my shadows with love in my heart and transform them to ever greater light. I seek out the light in my life, and I am grateful for my many blessings. Very beautiful. And it kind of talks about this situation as well. You might just want this, if there's a sparkling new love, you just want it without the hassle, without the problems, without the mind games. And then you get very disappointed when it comes with all of this. But just be grateful for the love that you feel in your heart, and for the ignition and for the possibilities, and kind of take all the challenges as price you have to pay to learn what you need to learn to actually become happy and truly blessed. Because all these things, they might seem to be here to put a fork in your road, and it's like this song, isn't it funny, or isn't it something like that? Isn't it ironic, don't you think? A little too ironic. Yes. And it's ironic that things are happening like this, but it's because you need to learn something. So it's not this fork in the road just because to have a laugh on you, but it's actually there to have challenges along with the bliss. So don't get this downset with your mood and everything, because the love or this opportunity isn't served on a silver platter, and it actually comes with some kind of problems alongside of it. Just see the problems and know that they are there to teach you something, and also use your knowledge to be aware of any hazards. Okay. So my dear Aquarius, you're very supported, you're very loved, and you're also very supported just by your own beautiful self, like the energy that you keep with this high level of frequency. Don't, when you have these great things working for you, don't go around being like feeling discontent. You are better off than most. Okay, so be grateful for that. And yes, so take really good care now, my dear Aquarius. And I welcome you back to my next reading, my December reading, that I will be performing in the mid of November. So until then, take really, really good care. Bye-bye.